They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, so I would be a fool to leave my eyes exposed. In the dark I glow, I got neo soul, so with my eyes closed I can see a lot when it's told. I've been exposed to stories of rose made with pure gold, pearly white gates with the diamond handles. Trying to hustle hard so my family can go down Wall Street without them folks calling us broke. I've been rich before, bro, but not in this lifetime. These kids got swag, but it's not quite like mine. Walked in the crib, my girl watching that Lifetime. She hit me with a question, now I'm down in my lifeline. My life is like a show that hasn't made it to prime time. I'ma skip that prime time and chill in the limelight. A 9mm don't shoot like a 4.5. Mathematic flow, boy, I'm spitting that Einstein. Dog, I swear I must have killed that pussy like 9 times. Now she spoiled and she wanna dance to fine wine. We ain't jewelry shopping, but you just picked a fine time. Peace, I gotta go, I drop you off at the bus line. I used to kick dirt, now when I travel I touchdown. Who's gonna make you eat dirt for talking about us? Nah, used to be a boy, I'm on my grown man-ish. And if your life sucks, I'm trying to get to know that bitch. If he's cool, then baby, I'm cold as shit. Matter of fact, I don't know nobody cold as this. I'm built for this itch, they trying to study my blueprints. I'm so Swayze, like I studied the blueprint.
Money coming in, so we up now. When I was broke, they wouldn't touch down. Started from the bottom of the bed, man. Had to get it fast, want no vision.
We was lights out, trying to find a way out. Damn, look where I'm at now. I used to be on rocky grounds, but it's solid now. Homies I used to call friends, they ain't solid now. Situations change, I got problems now. Never worry about the haters, focus on the win. When I was down and out, they weren't focused in. Get a little bread, they all focused in. I chose to look at life through a different lens. And my lady stayed down for it all. Take flight, touchdown, we don't round trip at all. We stay, fuck up the towns and the malls. Her day for being down for the cause.
Shout out to everybody in the chat that's been down for the cause. And a game. Went to an incredible year. Let's do another run, man. I already know what it is. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to try to get through as much as we can. Really? As much as we can. But we got to talk. We got to talk that PS5 Pro. We got to talk about Death Stranding. We got to talk about because I see that cap on Twitter, how quickly they changed up with Death Stranding and stuff like that. So, but we're gonna get to all that, man. Let me just shout out to the people in the chat. We got a few in the chat. Barrios was good. King Reaper 74G, what up? El Nini was good. He said your post. What happened to holding? Now we still holding the line just a little bit, man. We still trying to hold on to that line as much. I told you we're gonna go down with the ship. Dre, what's up? 6200 block, what's good, man? Good seeing you. As you all come in, hit the like button. I don't have a PS5 Pro, but my brother Noah.
What's up, man? Yo, what up?
He has
a loud and clear.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. He has a PS5 Pro. He spent some hours with it, so I think he spent enough time with it to give his perspective on it. So we definitely going to talk about that and see where he at. Does he like his purchase? Is it worth the price? What games has he tested out? PS4, PS5, and will he recommend it for current PS5 owners, or is it tailored more towards people that hasn't jumped to the next generation yet and is still on PS4? So yeah, we're gonna talk about it, man. So we're definitely gonna get started, man. You want to kick off with the Pro, or you want to do the Death Stranding and all the other stuff?
Let's talk Death Stranding first, bro.
Man, bro, let's talk Death Stranding. You know why I want to talk Death Stranding? It's because I was told, we all was told by the PlayStation crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Death Stranding will never go to Xbox, right? First, it would never go to Xbox and PC, right? And Microsoft found the loophole with 505 games, and then Death Stranding winded up in PC Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then after that's the only way it's gonna go to PC Game Pass. Sony own the IP. It ain't gonna never go to Xbox. And here we are. And here we are today. I am Mike 44 Game. It was good, man. Thanks for pulling up. Here we are today. Death Stranding, the director's cut, not the regular one, but the director's cut has been announced for the Series S and the X, right? And you know what the overall consensus is? I've heard Pony say it's a trash game. I heard him say it's a 5-year-old game. Y'all got our sloppy seconds. I heard them trash the game, saying it's trash, right? And then the number one thing is they're saying is that it's third party. You know, Kojima owns the IP now, so it doesn't matter.
Wow. So the fact Sony had. Should we get into that?
Yes. Let's get into it.
Should we get into that?
Let's get into it. Go ahead, Cook.
Why is it that Sony is selling so many IPs? This is the first IP they sold recently. My understanding, they sold Tomorrow Children.
Mm-hmm.
They sold the Death Stranding IP back to Kojima.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't there something else they sold? Another, like a smaller franchise.
You know what? I can't even, and that's what I was trying to think of in terms of you rarely see Sony sell IPs,
right,
let alone back to the either second or third party developer that they was working with. My question is, this signifies a new era for Sony.
Yeah, this is a regime, bro.
This is a whole new regime. Because if you look at the regime from the PS4 era, this would have never happened.
Uh-uh.
This would have never happened. But this new regime with the two CEO, they got a whole different game plan than what people assume. And so my initial thought is, what did Kojima do in order to? Because I know Sony didn't just do this without some type of incentive, right? Because Sony is so protective of their IPs. This was an IP that literally they own, right?
Mm-hmm.
We heard from the Sony PlayStation community that how well that Death Stranding did. Now, Death Stranding, one of them titles that didn't sell. Death Stranding sold really, really, really well. In terms of
wait. It's so well after it hit PC. Remember, before it hit PC, Kojima was saying all Americans know it's bang bang pew pew shooter games. I know you didn't forget that tweet.
Wait. Come again.
Remember when Death Stranding first came out on PS4? Remember, this was a PS4 title. Right. This game came out 2019? The sales were disappointing. Kojima came out and bashed American gamers, saying that all we know is shooters.
Oh,
I know you remember that tweet.
I forgot about that.
This game wasn't considered a success until after it launched on PC.
Well, let me see here. Now you got me doing some. Now you got me doing some research, brother.
You never heard Death Stranding. You never heard Sony brag about the sales, brag about the success until it launched on PC.
Let me see here. Okay. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, I think you got a point. Cause let me see here. Let me see here. Oh, so that's across 3 different platforms, though.
Yeah. Once they went multi-plat, then it became a stellar game. And I don't think they've ever released the numbers. They just said it made its money back.
Okay, so as of March 2021, Death Stranding has sold 5 million copies but that was on PlayStation 4 and PC. So you're more than likely right that it launched exclusively on the PlayStation 4 though, correct?
Yeah, initially it was PS4,
It was PS4.
PS4, PS4 Pro. Yep.
Okay. And then they released the PC version of it, which probably bumped it to that 5 million copies.
Yeah.
And
hmm
then I go back and
And
I
then you
go.
had the Game Pass subs too. Remember, it was on Game Pass. It was on PC Game Pass, the original.
And let me see here. And then yeah, because the game, and then it's so well it did. Okay, so across PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC since releasing in November 2019, it sold 10 million copies. But if that's the case, the majority of that came what off PC players? Because
I mean, I don't want to say majority because I don't have, I'm keeping it truthful, right? But
Mhm.
you never heard them come out and brag about this IP until it launched on PC. So maybe PC helped them hit their target.
Well, let me hit the chat. Hold on, let me hit the chat out. Shout out to I am Mike Fall for Gaming. What up? And Caster in the chat talking about Sony sold the IP to Kojima. Stop the capping. Oh, we ain't capping. We finna call it how it is. Huh?
Well, why? Hold on, though. Why did they sell it? See,
Exactly.
y'all like to do this, bro.
Why? Yeah,
What
why?
drove Sony to sell that IP back?
Shout out to the Ruham. Shout out to Fred Wayne, the imposter. Yeah, we ain't forgot about the imposter. The Ruham said, to be fair, Sony sold their game to Kojima, and Kojima wanted to put it on Xbox. And another point I want to make is it's always been on PC Game Pass. PC Game Pass don't matter to people. Don't matter. I
Nah,
don't have a
nah,
PC.
but
I
that's not true though. It hasn't always been on PC Game Pass.
No, it wasn't always on PC. And look, I know a lot of people were saying that today where it's been on PC Game Pass for 3 years. I got an Xbox. I don't have a PC. I got Mac. I got a Mac. You know what I'm saying? I don't have PC
Yeah,
Game Pass. And why would I play on PC when I want the convenience of the Xbox? Right?
right. But that's what that's what eludes me, post. Like, there's the argument that you don't need an Xbox because you have PC.
Hmm.
PlayStation games are going to PC,
But they still have
but
PlayStation.
but now they're arguing you should get a Pro for better image quality to compete against PC. Like 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 you literally can't keep up
Wait,
with this group,
wait,
bro.
folks,
Like,
you have to remember they told us they had some of the most powerful PCs in the world too.
yeah, they
Remember?
did. Yeah, they did.
So they say, "Well, I don't need to buy that Xbox game because I got a PC."
I've heard PlayStation guys say you don't get the ease of use and accessibility
Oh no.
on PC as you do as console. But why can't that apply to Xbox games?
Well, well on PC. Well, if you make a Linux box, you get that. You pretty much get that ease of use. If you
No,
make,
I'm not
yeah,
disagreeing with you, but I mean that's the argument when you compare when you tell a PlayStation guy, look, they bring in your games to PC. Well, I love my console. I'm not switching to PC. Consoles are easy to use, right?
yeah.
But why can't we use that same argument with Xbox?
I mean, it's a, look at the hold on. Look at the Ruham. Ruham said when it came out for PlayStation, the Xbox guys was calling it a walking simulator, the
It
UPS
still is.
simulator. So you
It still
guys are
is.
no different. The Ruham, what did y'all do to Sea of Thieves when it came out?
Mhm.
Call see what you call see diabetic game, huh? Trash, huh? The only thing good about the Game of War. And then Sea of Thieves came out what 7 years ago, right? Y'all still celebrated that going to PlayStation, but then when Death Stranding comes to PlayStation, y'all want to say, "Oh, it's a 5-year-old game." Whoopee! Keep the same energy, Wuham. Glad to see you pulled up, my brother. Hope everything is all right with you and the family, man. Gen X Gamer 79, the CFO is running Sony. Well, yeah, that CFO ain't playing. Let me see here. Sean Sarr selling IPs and shut it down studio. You damn right. 6 studios gone. Selling IPs. I'm thirsty. It was okay, let me see it. Okay. Now look, we do the same. Look, both sides do the same thing, right? They trash a game because it's not on their system. And then the minute that game shows up on their system, it's a different tune. Just like the PlayStation guys kept telling the Xbox community, nobody wanted to play Sea of Thieves. It's a kiddie game. It's a cartoony game. It's a trash game. And the minute that 7-year-old Sea of Thieves game dropped on a PlayStation, it outsold all of Sony first-party games. Well, not well, you know what I'm saying. It outsold. It was on the top of the charts, above Spider-Man, God of War, and these are the games y'all. These are the games that y'all say are the best of the best, the creme de la creme. Sea of Thieves reigns supreme over all of them, right? And y'all called it trash, right? So now the Xbox community is getting get back today with Death Stranding, which Kratos just told me about a month ago that we will never see Death Stranding.
Damn, not a month ago.
That's what's reasoning. Because he was talking about Death Stranding 2 and how, Sony got the Game of the Year winners and contender. Well, Microsoft now has a Game of the Year winner and contender in Death Stranding. This about a month ago. I don't know if I was on his podcast or somebody else. He was saying that, Xbox will never get a Death Stranding. Well, we actually got the damn game. And people on it, it don't matter now because Kojima, it does matter. You know why it matters? Because Death Stranding was developed in conjunction with Sony Entertainment, right?
When you boot up the game, it says Sony and the SIE presents.
And what does it use? What does it use?
Decima.
Remember how they used to tell us Decima would never come to the Xbox because it's Sony proprietary technology and it's built for the PlayStation in mind, and it would work on Xbox because APIs and they developed to the Metal Noise and all this and that.
Yeah. You know what got me though is how quick it launched, bro. Kojima ain't waste no time, dog.
You know what? If it was able to drop like this, I don't know. It's probably always been a version of Death Stranding for Xbox. You got to think, games are developed on PCs, and I think PlayStation community failed to realize this. Games are developed on PCs. Then they are migrated over to the dev kit, right? They're migrated over to the dev kit. They optimize. They do it on that. They optimize it on the dev kit, and then depending on what it does on the dev kit, if it's having an issue or something like that, then they'll go back to the PC build, clean it up. Then they'll transfer that new build over to the dev kit, and they keep doing that back and forth until they optimize it. It's the reason, and the reason I know this is because Microsoft explained this when they announced the Xbox One X, because they created that data cable because developers was complaining about how long it took to transfer a build of a game from the PC to the dev kit, and sometimes it'll take a day, like 24 hours, to get a build from a PC to the dev kit. And Microsoft came out with this fast data cable to allow them to do it in some hours versus a day or two.
Yeah.
So if it was a PC build already, Noah, then the Xbox version always existed.
Yeah, you got a point. You definitely got a point with that. I can't even argue with you. Kojima ain't waste no time though. That mess. They say Xbox don't buy no games, but you got Square, and now you got Kojima dying to put their game on this platform. Nobody buying games on. I'm just saying, bro.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
thank you for bringing it up. Okay, let me put this on the screen. We're gonna talk about Death Stranding, Death Stranding, and we can also tag Square Enix in this as well, because let me see here. Square Enix. Let me go to. I think I got it on my page. Square Enix came out and pretty much said, "Let me bring up Kojima profile first, and we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna kind of correlate that to what the tweet that Square Enix made." And I wanna let y'all know where the future is going. And I was having a conversation earlier with some people, and I think it's more to this than just them releasing on Xbox. And we're gonna get into that.
I have my I may have my speculation, bro.
Okay,
Um,
what you thinking?
I think Sony in a bind when it comes to the finances.
Hmm.
Like they don't have the cash on hand, and two, the profit margins. Like the stockholders aren't happy.
Hmm.
You're looking at a scenario where Sony might be forced to put their games on Xbox.
I,
I
I
mean,
think I think it's
sharehold
I,
shareholders at this point are like asking why aren't games being sold everywhere?
mhm.
Like why are you minimizing the amount of people that have access to purchase the game, spend money on the game?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I mean, if Sony isn't meeting uh their targets and goals when it comes to revenue and profit margin,
Hmm.
the stockholder could literally make them do it. So I mean, I think this is a numbers game too. Like you sell these IPs and you count it as revenue.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking it's a multifaceted play, man. But I don't know, man. I think it's gonna have some long term effects, especially if this game does well on Xbox.
That's the thing. And that's the thing I wanted to point out. If I could find this tweet, but that's the thing I wanted to point out. Let me see here. If I could find this tweet, because I think it was Kojima or it was is Kojima Productions. They put out a tweet where Kojima was. It was four images, right? And each image was a platform: the Steam Store, Epic Store, Mac, iPhone OS, PlayStation, and now PC and Xbox, right? He put
Hmm.
out a picture showing Death Stranded accessible across all of these platforms, right?
Right.
All of these platforms. And when I seen that, it reminded me of Square Enix. And I'm hold on, let me put this on the screen because I'm
These
scrolling.
companies, they missing out on revenue, man. Just selling exclusively on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's exclusive period, and that's why I think it's a new age in the industry. Let me see here. Let me bring this up. My thing is, and I was having a conversation. Well, I hopped into a conversation earlier, but um, I think the impact of this move is significant. It's similar to when MLB got on Game Pass.
Hmm.
Um, I think Sony had data, Game Pass data. I think they was able to access Game Pass data. How many Game Pass downloads? How many people in the Game Pass ecosystem plays the game? All that telemetry data and all that stuff. Um, I think Sony allowing um, Kojima to get this IP, and I had this guy, and I jumped into this conversation. I think it's bigger than that. I think Sony is going to get data from Kojima. You don't never know because we was having a conversation on how the contract was written up and stuff like that. That could be stipulations in the contract to say, hey, you can get this title, you can do what you want to do, take it over there. As long as you give us access to data to see what that fan base or that community is doing over there with this IP, how many purchases and things like that. I do think this has a bigger picture in terms of Sony taking their games to other platforms, including Xbox. And you heard Herman Host come out and state that there
He
was
said He said new platforms.
new platforms.
He didn't. He
Exactly.
didn't say different platforms. He said new platforms.
New platforms, and the reason why I say this is because of this. You also spent 400 million on Spider-Man 3, right? Which is not a live service games, which means you got to sell copies. Well, Spider-Man 2, I think, sell copies to either get a return on your investment or supersede that return. In this case, you always want to supersede the return on your investment. Now, I don't know if Spider-Man made back what they invested into it, so I'm not going to cap on that, right? Then you got the development of Wolverine that got leaked, right? Which was probably going to come out or be shown in 2024, right? That got pushed back. We don't even know, even though there's rumors that they finna start doing advertising for that for a fall 2025 release. We haven't heard. I don't know if that's true because they just came out and the game director has left and went to Microsoft. And then there was an article coming out saying that Wolverine is going to be taken into a new direction. So if Wolverine is about to be taken into a new direction, is that a 2025 type game? Now,
Hold on, but one thing we do know too with these Marvel IPs is they have a deadline.
exactly.
Sony could pull the. I mean, not Sony. Disney could pull the plug if the game isn't
Out within
ready and on shelves within a certain date.
exactly. And then also, and thank you for bringing that. Also, so you look at the $4 billion they spent on Bungie that they never should have paid for, right? The four damn near 300 some million, over 200, damn near 300 some million they spent on Spider-Man 2. You got all the money that they spent trying to stop Microsoft from purchasing ABK, right? Then you go into Concord losing 200 million there, right?
It's a lot, bro.
You have to shut down all these studios, and that's a lot from a financial perspective.
We on the same page, post. I mean, I didn't break it down that way, but that's what I mean. Like they're not meeting their profit margins. It's about they get the revenue, but they're spending way too much.
Yeah, their profit
on these games. And then look at all the
profits are low.
And then look at all this other miscellaneous stuff they spending on, bro. Like you bought these studios and you haven't made your return on them. You bought Destiny. You bought Bungie at the end of Destiny's life.
No, can I ask you a question? Who talks about Destiny right now?
They on the marathon, bro.
Since that expansion, hold on. Shout out to Iron Mike, gamer with the $5. These goofy fuck niggas said Halo going to Unreal mean it's going to PS5. What does Decima engine going to Xbox mean? Exactly, Iron Mike. Tell them to.
I might be spitting facts, bro.
Tell them to keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. Now, me personally, I think on all sides, I think we're moving into a multi-platform world where both Microsoft and Sony is when they say everywhere, they mean everywhere, including each other's systems. And that's how I'm looking, and that's what I'm preparing for. It's going to happen. Microsoft might get there before Sony, but I think Sony gonna find their way there. Sony like keep things tucked close to their chest.
Bro,
Microsoft just open about it.
And that's what I'm telling you, Post. If they don't do it voluntarily, they're gonna be voluntold.
Yeah.
They're gonna be voluntold, bro. Because when them shareholders start looking at how much money Microsoft make, especially with this Call of Duty, and this is the biggest. This is like the biggest Call of Duty in a long time. I read an article today saying this Game Pass brought back old players, people that haven't touched Call of Duty in years, came back to
Yeah,
Call of Duty because of Game Pass.
because of Game Pass. Game Pass, and I
Bro,
seen that, bro. I seen
you
that.
gotta people gotta see the big picture. Now people invest in these companies. I'm talking about big investors buying like millions of stocks, bro. And then you look at the competitor and saying, bro, we selling all this hardware, but they making all the money.
Yep.
What's really going on? And then you look at Phil like he's crazy, but then you look at the balance sheets and he ain't crazy no more. We can't call this man crazy no more. Look at the balance sheet.
Look, man. Look. Look. We in a new age, man. These. It's a new age. It's a new.
I'm telling you.
We're not the gamers that they trying to get no more. That they're trying to sell to. They're trying to secure gamers of the future, and pretty much, like I said, I always say my kids them doesn't care about where they play and exclusives and all that shit. And look at Square Enix. Square Enix say from now on, Square Enix plans to increase the number of titles releasing simultaneously on each platform. Square Enix confirms more support for Xbox. It says Square Enix and Naoki Yoshida. Why everybody got what Naoki? Okay, Naoki Yoshida has confirmed reports had to
Don't
catch
go to post.
that more Square Enix games were released day and date on Xbox and PC. The publisher has previously had exclusivity agreements with PlayStation for some franchises, including Final Fantasy, that have not been as profitable due to sale numbers not compensating for the game's growing operating costs. I'm going to read that again because PlayStation players told me they was for the gamers, right? That they support the developers, that they buy games. And here Square Enix is saying, look, PlayStation, the publisher has previously had exclusivity agreements with PlayStation for some franchises, including Final Fantasy, right? They have not been as profitable due to sale numbers not compensating for the game's growing operating costs, right? Earlier this year, Square Enix announced plans to shift its marketing strategy to eschew exclusivity agreements and instead embrace a more widespread release schedule across multiple platforms, including Xbox and PC. So that means going forward, if all these exclusivity deals are over, or when they all are over with PlayStation, moving forward, all the Square Enix IPs are going to drop day and date across PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. No more of that time exclusive shit, right?
Right.
Kojima just said the same thing. Kojima just said the same thing.
So they tired of missing on that money.
Exactly, but they're understanding the market. They're shifting with the market, and I think that the data Sony, because I know Sony's going to get access to data to see how Death Stranding do on the Xbox, and I think that data could be pivotal to more PlayStation games releasing on Xbox. Call me crazy. Say, Pose, you don't know what you talking about. You stupid. You crazy. You always be capping. Y'all said that when I say Sony was going to bring their games to PCs. Y'all said, post up. You're stupid. You're crazy. You always capping. Sony would never do that. Never. They sell PlayStations and Microsoft can't sell an Xbox. Well, look, they got their whole ecosystem over there on PlayStation. They got a Steam store. They got a PlayStation app. They're working on a PC store. Look, let me tell you. So you can say what you want to say, but I think at some point, you're gonna start seeing PlayStation games roll over there to Xbox and possibly Nintendo too.
Well, I mean, technically, we already see Nintendo with
Yeah,
Horizon, Lego.
and that's a test too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the test too, right? Because not only what they're doing with the Lego joint, right? They're trying to they're trying to low key. They're trying to go in and take some of Nintendo thunder, and they trying to do that through the Lego franchise because they know what type of IPs. See, they can't go over to Nintendo with a graphically impressive game and try to steal some of their fan base or steal some of their consumers. So what you do, you go through games that you see them play, Pokemon, Zelda, and all that shit. So that's why you use. That's why you don't turn Legos down when they come to you and say, "Hey, can we bring this to the Switch?" No, take that over there to the Switch. Let's see how they respond. Let's see if we can woo some of their player bases, and also let's see if playing with old girl through Legos. Let's see what they entice some of their player base to actually want to pay the real Horizon Zero Dawn game, right? So
Yeah.
we know what this is about, right? Look at who was that? JB1, huh? What you say to
You
Ruham?
good?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Ruham said, "Are you sure?" They said the same thing because if they did, the game Kojima is making for Microsoft is coming to PlayStation and PC. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Pretty sure it's timed exclusive. I mean, I can't think of
Uh,
a.
I will say this. I will say this. From what I know, it's most likely is. It's most likely is. Microsoft, when they say everywhere, when they say they want Xbox everywhere, they mean everywhere. That's why I just told you earlier. I'm preparing for a multi-platform future where exclusives no longer exist. Right? What have they? What did exclusives get Square Enix by them being exclusive to PlayStation? They're telling you on the screen those being exclusive to PlayStation negatively impacted their operating costs. Meaning what? They spent more money on developing those games and allowing them to be exclusive to PlayStation. It didn't get what they wanted in return in terms of what they spent on the operating costs of developing the IP. Where has it got them? Well, it pushed them to be multi-platform, right? Death Stranding doesn't sell 10 million units on PlayStation alone. What did Noah tell? Noah said what? It needed PC.
Uh,
It needed the
yeah,
PS5.
PC,
Yeah.
Epic, Steam, all of that.
Steam, Epic, all that. It's even on iOS and Mac. So if Kojima is putting that title everywhere, he's trying to squeeze every last cent out of there.
Man want money, bro.
Yeah. And he want to stretch that IP.
Hey, what get me posted is if the company owned CFO come out and say them niggas ain't doing right with the money. Like who are you gonna believe, bro?
He, he, hey, you know what? You know what's crazy, Dor?
Yeah.
Is that for years they told us what? That Sony do what better than Microsoft.
They manage talent. They told us they manage talent and they manage business better than Microsoft.
And what they say about the studios.
They
So,
grow them organically.
right. And they manage the studios better than who?
And Microsoft.
And the CFO came out and said what?
Them niggas don't know what they doing. The money,
Niggas don't know what they
they don't
doing.
know what they doing business wise, but they got no business sense.
They don't know what they doing over there. So all this
Yeah.
time, the PlayStation community was lying. Don't
Yeah.
nobody manage studios like Sony. They are incredible. Man, if they was a part of Sony, then the CFO go over there and say, "Oh, y'all bad with budgeting, y'all bad with money, y'all bad with getting that product out on time and everything." And you know what I want to talk about? Since that we did get a chance to talk about. Let me see here. and I know what might be late. Y'all ain't seen us in a while, so y'all finna get our motherfucker to pee. Y'all finna get our motherfucker to pee, even though we late. Let me bring this up, cause the best developers in the world, Craig. Remember?
I remember.
The best developers in the world, Craig. Huh? Top developers in the
bro.
world, Craig.
I
Remember?
remember.
Huh?
I remember Post.
Huh? What? Huh? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me just jump this on screen. Hold on. Where that button at? I just put that on screen, man. Y'all didn't get to have this conversation with us, huh? Cause we was told that Sony, what we say, they grow studios organically, right? Right, Noah?
Said Sony don't make mistakes.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Noah,
Yo.
what did they say? Sony do what?
They grow their studios organically.
They build IP, they nurture, they what?
I just see what you put on the screen. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it. They build studios. They grow.
I ain't get a chance to say my piece. And I want to talk about this. And we're gonna get to the gist of the PS5 Pro. We've been told for years. It's all about the organics. Right? It's all about the organics. It's all about building your studios organically, right? It's only about studios, and they absorb them, and they nurture the developer, they nurture the talent, they grow the studios to be the best that they can be, right? And we've been told for years that Sony has the best studios in the world, right? Regardless of all the third-party developers, they got better studios than Microsoft. They got better studios than Nintendo. They have better studios than Take-Two. Everybody. That Sony was the top dog. That's what the PlayStation community told me. That's what J-Dub and Porter Rock told me.
Firewall.
Where was the organic growth at, Noah? Talk to me. Where's the nurturing? Talk to me.
Bro, you already know. You already know my feelings. And then they bought Bungie. They bought Bungie for live service, and I give them credit with Helldivers too. I mean, they had a success with Helldivers too, but outside of that, I don't think Bungie had anything to do with the success of Helldivers 2. That was money down the drain.
I'm just when keeping it real goes wrong, right? So everything what we found out that everything was a facade. That the management that they say was there wasn't there, right? And that the moves Jim Ryan was making actually hurt was a detriment to the company.
We called that though, Post. We called it. We called that. We called that while it was going on. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
The man was greenlighting everything, bro. A PS Portal, a PlayStation 5. He greenlighted the Pro before the 5 came out. Like what did you raise concerns for? Like, was there a red flag on anything? Like,
Look, man. All I
PSVR,
know,
bro. The PSVR 2 came out. I want to say it wasn't even a whole year after the PS5 dropped, bro. Like you don't even have a player base, and you coming out with a peripheral.
let me tell you
J-
something. That VR dead from a first
Yeah,
party
it is.
perspective. It's dead.
Yeah, it
Don't
is.
rely. And even the VR studios came out closing. A lot of VR studios that was developing games for PlayStation closed as well due to no support on the VR side. I will say this though, and this is karma. I look at this as karma, right? They trash Redfall so bad. They literally trashed Redfall so bad and said it was the lowest of the low in the gaming community. In the gaming community, in terms of a release, they said Redfall was the lowest of the low, and look what replaced it. This didn't even score higher than Redfall. It didn't even last longer. We could still boot up Game Pass right now and play
And
Redfall.
play Redfall. Yeah,
And even after um, they were still updating Redfall, it still got 60 frames, which I want to go back and play because I couldn't play doing that 30 frames a second. That shit down there made me throw up. I ain't gonna need lie. Noah Mello was able to play
yeah,
through that shit. Them motherfuckers run through that shit quick to the motherfucker. I
yeah.
couldn't
Post quit on us, bro. Post
I,
quit. Post
I
said,
quit. Like I
nah,
can't
buddy.
play this shit. I can't play. But Redfall, I can still. And guess what? Microsoft, even though Redfall, y'all could say it was a dud, it's still in Game Pass. And guess what Game Pass did? Game Pass took the hit for the game. Because even though Microsoft probably lost some money, whatever people paid for, they paid. I even got they even refunded me for paying for the what's the name?
What's it called? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, the bite back.
The bite back edition.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But guess what? They was able to absorb that cost because of Game Pass.
yeah.
That game is still out right now and playable because of Game Pass. If
Well,
Game
look,
Pass didn't exist, Redfall wouldn't exist. Go ahead.
PlayStation was able to absorb that cost by selling Death Stranding IP.
Yo, but
It
look,
was a yard sale, bro. What you want?
and
You want?
this was quick too because the funny thing about it, the reason why I want to talk about it is because when Concord was announced, they only showed the trailer of them in the ship and the sandwich and everything else, right? And let me tell you something. Kratos, all the ponies, even though they saw a CGI trailer, they were still calling it a game of the year winning contender. Even
Mm,
though they didn't see no gameplay. They was putting it on their list. You know, the PlayStation list that they all have. They was putting it on their list of dope PlayStation games. You know what I'm saying? They was putting it in that category. And you know why? And I can't blame them because they think that anything come from Sony is going to automatically be quality and that it will never fail. And that's why they looked at Concord like that, even though they didn't see no gameplay
they see no. They just seen the CGI of a ship and a sandwich.
in the sandwich. And said, we got Concord come out. That's going to shit on anything that Xbox bring out. Ain't
I said, oh
seen a
yeah,
lick of gameplay.
this the
Didn't
one
see
right here.
this the one, right? Didn't see a
This
lick
the
of
one.
gameplay, right? What happened when the gameplay released?
This is Overwatch. But no, yeah, you still have some ponies that they were steadfast. You know, they're gonna get a game a try. And then some even when the game came out, act like it was the greatest thing since toast bread. You know,
Yeah, but it came
shout out Jay Barry.
if yeah, shout out Jay Bar. Jay Bar went down with the ship.
Hey, dude.
I got to salute, bro. I salute Jay Bar. He went down with the motherfucking ship, and even after they closed the studio, it cut off the servers on you niggas.
That man was playing
Look, and that's another thing, right? Well, physical copy is better than digital copies, right? Do Concord got an offline mode, or is it multiplayer
Um,
only? Can,
multiplayer only.
can any pony in the chat confirm if Concord was multiplayer only?
It was multiplayer only. Post.
Okay,
Yeah, it wasn't no offline mode.
it wasn't no offline mode. It didn't have a story mode or anything. It was just a live service game, right?
Right.
Okay,
And their
because I
selling
know
point was the cutscene.
right because they was trying to so the PlayStation trophies they was trying to get um it was from the multiplayer mode, correct?
Correct.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, hero shooter. Okay, right. So, what y'all gonna do with the physical copy?
Oh, physical copy.
Did Concord have a physical copy or was it digital only? I don't know.
It had a physical. It did. It did have a physical release.
So it go.
So this is my knowledge of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I know that they refunded the digital games. If you bought it physical, it was up to the retailer. If they wanted to
What?
give you your money back. Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on. No, 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 no.
You know what I'm serious?
Hold on. Nah, I know you.
I'm serious, bro.
Hold on, hold on. Wait. It was a physical copy. Physical copies of Concord are seemingly still available for purchase at a handful of electronics stores. One electronics store is selling Concord discs at full price, even though the hero shooter is unplayable right now. Oh, they bogus. They bogus. They trying to get somebody. There was some speculation over Concord making a comeback as a free-to-play game with reworked monetization. So it was a physical copy.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. And then you had scalpers trying to upsell it after some. So my question is this. My question that leads to a great question. The digital versus physical conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're being told that because we're in Game Pass, Lord, and that we rent our games, or if we buy digital, that we don't own our games, right?
Right.
That since we don't own our games or we don't have a physical copy in digital, we have no power. Sony or in this case, they always point to Microsoft. Microsoft can do anything they want with their license. They can take that game away, and we can't do nothing. But if you got a physical copy, you can what, Noah?
You can sell. You can resell it. You can
You can play
trade
it.
it.
You can play it offline, right?
Yeah.
No, can I ask you one question?
What's up?
Well, what the fuck happened with Concord?
Man, nobody want to play that shit, bro. It
That
was too
shows,
many. It was
bro.
too many other games to play.
That shows you. That shows you, right? That whether physical or digital, if these companies take those authorization servers offline, it's a wrap. If they patch your system or whatever, you'll have to keep that motherfucker offline for the rest of your motherfucker.
Exactly.
But what happened to Concord? You brought a physical copy. You should be able to go. You got that physical disc, right? They should be. Ain't that what they tell us? You got the physical disc. You should still be able to play it. That's why I don't
Yep.
got digital.
Bro, I give you one even better, bro. The PS5 Pro don't come with a disc drive. You gotta have a disc. You gotta have a standalone disc drive to play physical games, and they're all sold out, so they're really hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
If you bought your games digital, all you got to do is take your library and carry it over. But if you bought your game physical, you got to search for a disc drive to play your game.
No, what if the store don't want to refund your copy of
Right. We'll give you $1.50 like GameStop been doing.
Hey, they said it's stores still out there selling Concord for
Stop lying.
full price.
Stop lying. You for real?
That's what I just read. Hold on, let me bring this up.
Oh wow.
Let me bring this up. It says what? Hey, it says Concord shouldn't be available anywhere right now, but one gamer recently discovered physical copies of the disgraced live service. That's actually in the article. Matter of fact, let me put this up on screen so y'all can't say I'm adding in words. Let me see here. We're gonna switch it over to this. Let me do this here.
They still selling that game, man.
All right, so let me. Concord spotted at local electronic stores for eyebrow raising price. Right? It says
Wow.
this was in October, right? This was in October.
Yeah. Still, that's a month ago.
Right. The disgrace live is right here. Just to let y'all know that I didn't put this. This is actually in the article. Disgrace live service shooter listed at full price in their local electronics store. Sony rescinded Concord entirely from the market and took the game offline just 2 weeks after launch, which means these full-priced physical copies are quite literally unplayable at the moment. As one of the biggest commercial flops in PlayStation 30-year history, let me read that again. That ain't Xbox. That ain't Nintendo or PC. That's one of the biggest commercial flops in PlayStation 30-year history. Concord debuted to less than 700 players on Steam and was estimated to have sold around 25,000 copies. In the 2 weeks it survived on the market, given rumors of Concord costing $400 million to develop. Wait, was it 200 million or 400 million?
400 million. Well, the rumor is 400 million.
Wow. Hold on. Wow. I thought it was 200 million.
Yeah, the rumor is 400 million, brother.
Let me see here. Wow. Okay, so let me just do this here. Redfall Steam charts. Steam players count for Redfall is currently 31 players live. Redfall had an all-time peak of 6,124 concurrent players on May 2nd, 2023. Right? Hold on. It says right here, though, it said Concord debuted to less than 700 players.
Yeah, they ain't, I don't think they ever hit over 1,000.
Well, right here, though, it says 6,124 concurrent players for Redfall.
Redfall had more players.
Wow.
Remember the open beta had more players than the game. No, the closed beta had more players than the open beta, and both betas had more players than the game concurrently. I think they sold like what they said like 50,000. Was it 50,000 copies sold of Concord?
Hold on. Now, in this article, it says Steam and was estimated to have sold 25,000 copies in 2 weeks. It survived on the market. But guess what, Noah? Guess what? Within the same 10-day period on Steam, Redfall managed to sell just over 70,000 copies.
Plus Game Pass.
Redfall generated sales of nearly $4 million. And this is not even talking about the people who downloaded it on Game Pass.
Yeah, I know. It's just people sold, games sold.
So the game that they said was the most was the worst game ever to release in the gaming industry.
Oh, it's Concord, hands down.
Wow, this is something else. This is okay. I know that's too
Y-
small for you.
Um,
Let me
games
go back
flop.
in.
So be real though. Every games flop. But what got me was they said Herman Host was toting this as the next Star Wars,
Yeah, they thought it was gonna be the next Halo game.
and this is the game that I mean this is the guy that's leading the PlayStation. Like,
Hey, the Ruhim, I know you had to laugh. This is nasty work.
come on, Ruhel. Take the pony shades off for one moment, bro.
Look, look. I know. I looked at the dates, bro. I looked at the dates, Ruham. I know some of these articles is from October. Look, I'm not capping. I'm just saying. I'm just. I'm just saying. You know this shit. You know this shit funny than a motherfucker, right? How they went in on Redfall and say Sony would never put out a Redfall.
Never.
Sony still ain't put out a Redfall. You know why? Because they put out a motherfucking Concord.
Concord.
Oh
And then
man.
and then bro, did you see the marathon reveal not reveal but the documentary that they put out about marathon? They didn't show the game, but
Who put out a documentary on Marathon?
Bungie.
When?
It was like what, last week? They didn't show any gameplay, but they just like the guy was talking about how excited they were in developing the game. He talking about certain characters.
Uh-huh.
They got a character named Thief that thieves, and they got a character named Stuff that do stuff.
What?
I'm dead ass, bro.
You lied.
Look it up, bro. Play it. Look it
You
up. Play
lied.
it. Look it
Well,
up.
hold on, food.
Hey, hey, and while you looking that up, did you ever beat Spider Man?
My son did.
You did. Did you see the part me and Mello was telling you about?
No.
You
I was
did.
I was in and out watching
Okay.
my son play it.
Yeah.
But he beat it though. I didn't beat it. I got after I beat Sandman, I put it down. I ain't really, you
Got
know
you.
what I'm saying, and I never picked it back up. My son came in and started his on. So if y'all see Spider-Man beat on my account, I didn't beat it. My son did. I definitely don't want to take his thunder because he was proud that he went through the game by himself. He did not have to ask me how to do nothing. He did not have to ask me to help him with anything or anything like that. He was able to get through the game on his own, and he was real excited that he beat it, man. So shout out to my homie, man, my little
That's
man.
what's up.
So okay, so I see what you're. So are you talking about? Let me see.
It should have been like a week ago. Should be dated like a week ago, like sometime last week.
This 10 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see.
Sound
Yo,
about right.
my name is Joe Ziegler. I am a game director here at Bungie, and I am working currently on a little game that we like to call Marathon. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about that game and talk to you about what we've been up to, where we're going with that game, where we're going with talking to you as an audience, and maybe sneak peek a little bit of some of the stuff we've been working on. Just a warning, though, we won't be showing any gameplay footage today, but we will be showing a little bit of a sneak peek on some of the stuff that we've been working on. So stick around if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Marathon, and let's get to it. Awesome. So a lot of you might be asking the question, what is a Marathon? Well, Marathon is our take on essentially an extraction shooter. And if you don't know what an extraction shooter is, it's a game type where you essentially go into a dangerous world, a world filled with essentially hostile mobs and players alike that are all sort of existing in that environment and a huge threat to you and challenge your ability to survive and get out alive. The goal of every session is to get out alive. And along the way, you're going to be completing quests. You're going to be finding loot that will either help you upgrade yourself or things that you can equip to yourself to make yourself stronger. If you get out alive, all that loot is yours to keep. If you don't, you will be losing all of that, and someone else will be able to take that from you. It's an intense game. So in that sense, we like to say it's a game that's not for everybody, but if you are interested in sort of having that intense survival experience and having a game where the stakes really matter and you feel like they're challenged to survive in a really, really harsh and interesting world, then Marathon's just right up your alley. So yeah, hopefully that sounds appealing to you. The other thing to note about Marathon as a game is that we give you a lot of different tools to do a lot of different things inside the game. There's a ton of loot that you can find. There is weapons, there's equipment that you can equip to yourself that changes your stats or gives you sort of tweaks some of the things that you can do inside of the game. There is utility consumables that are sort of like items that you can use inside of the world, like things that are like mines or like grenades. There's also consumables that help you sort of heal yourself and give you utility in that sort of way. But beyond that, there's also this other layer that is what we like to call our runners, which is sort of the template by which you equip all that stuff to. So each runner has like a small subset of abilities. And on top of that, you get to customize however you want. Thinking about sort of what you want to accomplish inside of the game, you might equip different types of gear to your character, to your runner, and then go on those runs with that gear in mind. Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways a run can unfold inside of our game with all those different pieces. There's also a lot of different sort of objectives and things like that exist inside of the game. But of course, every single one of them.
Yeah, that was one of it. But
present that if you don't get out alive, you will lose the things that you have on you. Talking a little bit about the world of Marathon, our game is obviously set in the IP of Marathon, which is one of Bungie's classic IPs. I think the first game released in 1994, so it was quite a while ago. But what we're doing with that world is we're taking a lot of the familiar elements, especially a lot of the things around the mysteries and the kind of eeriness and sort of like the, how do I put it, like the psychological kind of creepiness of the entire IP as it exists before. But we're layering on some elements that we think really help modernize it and also bring it to a new story that we can sort of, and new world that we can sort of like continue to update and delight all of you with over the course of time. Where are we at right now in terms of making this game? Well, for the past couple of years, we've been doing a lot of aggressive change to the game, and we've been iterating pretty heavily. And during that time, we've been testing with a lot of players like yourself, also with creators. And so it's sort of insanely awesome. And I'm filled with gratitude when I think about it, because there's so many people who've just contributed by telling us, hey, this thing sucks, or this thing is great, in a way that really has helped us diagnose, analyze, and shape and shift the game in great ways. Where the game is at right now, there's a variety of different things at different states inside of the game. Some things are a little bit more complete, like our environments are starting to come together in a really, really beautiful way.
I don't like that.
Some of the character models we've been iterating through, so they're coming together, but they're not fully there yet. Our enemy models are still kind of a little bit in an early state, so we're still iterating through and making those things land in a strong way. And a few of the items are still kind of coming online. So it's a little early to show you all of it as one piece. But as you've noticed, like as many of you are familiar with, if you're familiar with game development, all these things are on track. They're not all together, but when they all do come together, we really, really are looking forward to showing you what that looks like, especially in play. Having said that, let me give you a sneak peek of a couple of images you might have been staring at that kind of exist in the background behind me. One of the images that is going to be showing up on your screen is of a runner that we have in our game. Its code name is currently Thief, which might give you an indication to how it plays inside of the game. If you notice, the character sort of creepily peeking around a corner in sort of that quiet moment before she makes her move. This is like sort of like the theme of that character in a lot of ways, and should give you a hint as to what kind of gameplay that character is going to be driving from. I'm trying to avoid giving away too many of the details, but there's a lot of exciting ones. And we've been testing this character recently, and I will say there's a lot of hilarious stories that come from it, but also very, very crazy moments that this character contributes to the game. Then the other image we're going to show you right now, which you're going to see on your screen, is that of a character we codename Stealth. This runner is obviously a stealthy type of runner, and they sort of are in that space.
I know you like the creativity, right?
We talk about deception as a runner utility trait. They really embody it, and they're really hard to pin down. And you can see that they have the tools to stalk the battlefield and show up in ways that allow them to kind of take advantage. So, I play this character actually a pretty decent amount.
I don't sound like I wouldn't even done this video.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, bro.
Because
I wouldn't either.
He didn't even sound too confident. Now, don't get me wrong. Marathon could come out and Mike could come out to huge success and acclaim. But the way he just kind of he wasn't confident in the product or the IP, even though he's sitting up here saying, hey, this is a great game that we got development, this and that, and that. And then when he getting into the state of the game, he's saying, how long has Marathon even been in development?
So for a few years.
And then I was told in regards to Concord that Firewalk had invested $200 million into Concord prior to Sony purchasing them, and then when they got acquired by Sony, Sony added another $200 million. So that's where the $400 million comes from. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother Play. I ain't talked to my brother Play in a minute either. Let me see here. I also want to talk about this before because I want to talk about this here. Call of Duty. Well, y'all see that, right? I want to talk about prior to Call of Duty going to Game Pass, there was a lot of shit going around saying. Remember how they say Game Pass hampers the sales of games?
Yep. And
that Game Pass wouldn't do good service to Call of Duty by being in Game Pass. It just be people wouldn't buy it.
Yep.
Well, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 director says Game Pass helped drive big launch for a title. He said, what we've seen is it's allowed people that might have been on the fence, might have had some of that friction, might have been like, I haven't played it in a while, to actually come back and try the game out. Right?
And so then probably bought it at full price.
Exactly. So think about this. They say two things cannot coexist. A game cannot be in Game Pass and sell well at the same time. Because they say Game Pass take away from those sales. Right? And they also say in order for a game to sell well, it cannot be in Game Pass. Right?
That's what they say.
Call of Duty just put all that shit to shame because Game Pass did incredible from what we know in terms of they want people signing up to the service for the Call of Duty. And Call of Duty so fucking so it did both at the same goddamn time. And guess what?
What's up?
I'm not an avid Call of Duty player. I know you play Call. You probably pay more than me, Noah.
Hell yeah.
But at the rate that I have been seeing Treyarch with the updates and the new DLC, like new maps, new season. They just announced season 1. They just gave a roadmap with all the new maps coming, 7 new weapons, and this was to Warzone. right?
Yeah,
I think Microsoft. I think, man, it's an incredible job.
they
So
got one, bro.
they got one. Shout out to all the people who said Microsoft would kill the Call of Duty franchise. Shout out to all the people that said the Game Pass will kill the Call of Duty franchise.
I
Right?
gotta shout him out, bro. Then your boy Javar said he was done with Call of Duty.
No, he been playing that shit.
Nah, he said when they purchased Activision, he said he's done with Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, but that was the
I
last.
seen that tweet. Yeah, of course,
Not
always
to
a
take
lie.
the term, not to take the term, but that was a Barry
It's
got
always a
Game Pass.
lie. It's
Barry
always a
got
lie.
Game Pass. Barry,
Oh, do it?
yeah, he got the laptop. Remember that he brought that laptop, that PC laptop. He brought a PC
Mm.
gaming laptop. That's how I know he got PC Game Pass.
Well, Phil Spencer said we all Xbox players.
Yeah, Barry can't. Barry got. Let me tell you something. One thing I noticed: these PlayStation dudes, they get on Twitter. They say Xbox is trash. They say Game Pass is trash. But every time a first party game come out, guess who playing that shit on Game Pass?
They right there.
They are. They
They
are.
right there.
Nibs. Look at Nibs, who we call Nibs GPT, right? If
Hmm.
y'all know X, y'all know Nibs who be writing them long ass tweets. He got Call of Duty on Game Pass. He ain't bad. He did not bad. And I guarantee you, a lot of them PlayStation dudes who have Xbox, who have Game Pass low key, didn't buy Call of Duty. They got it off Game Pass. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on because we're gonna move on. Let me stop sharing this. And I want to let me bring up this backdrop and we finna get to it. It feels good to be back. I'm still trying to get back into red form. We still trying to get back into. Let me see here. Let's see here. Where is that? Okay. Okay, so let me put this on the screen, and then I'm gonna let my brother. Noah cook, cause we finna talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro.
The PS5, nope.
Okay,
No,
we're
just play
gonna
that.
we're gonna put that on screen.
I
The
got some shit.
PS5 Pro, powerful on paper, ordinary in action. Lord, when I
Mm.
seen this headline.
IGN gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay,
Eh.
so I don't have a PS5 Pro. I think out of state of gaming, Noah was the only one that got one. Correct? I know Mel
Yeah.
didn't get one,
I
did he?
don't. No, I don't think
I
Mel
don't
got
think
one.
so. I don't think so either. All right. So start from the top, man. You pre-ordered it. It came. Just give us a rundown, man.
I got a pretty good deal and I traded in my PS5 and I had some GameStop gift cards lying around. So
So
ended up spending spending less than 300 out of my own money
okay, but did
for
you
it.
catch that deal that they when the PS5 Pro was announced and the trade in was like $300 and something dollars?
I did,
Okay,
but knowing GameStop, GameStop gonna be GameStopping, right?
right.
So they was tripping about my controller, so I had to use my credit to buy a used controller to
Mhm.
get the full trade-in credit because they was talking like the rubber grips on the controller on the thumbsticks had worn off.
Mhm.
So with that, the trading value went from like 350 to like 100 or something. And I'm like, hell no, I'm not gonna trade this PS5 for $100. But then
Wait for the remotes.
yeah,
They took value off
because
of
the
the
rubber
console for the remotes.
yeah, bro. They was finna knock off damn near like $200 off the trade in because of the controller.
Wow.
But they let me use the store credit to buy a used controller to get the full trading credit. So I lost some money on that, but
Oh,
at the end of the day, it still worked out though.
oh, that's crazy. So they still
Yeah,
buy used remote. Oh, that's crazy.
that's GameStop for you though.
All right, okay. So what happened? All right,
All
so
right, so I got it. I got the PS5 Pro.
hmm
Um, this is my gripe, bro,
hmm
and I take partial responsibility, but at the same time, I don't simply because if this was Xbox, this wouldn't even be a problem. But I don't sub the PS Plus. Like, I game share, so my homie he subbed the PS Plus. I didn't upload any of my save data before I traded in my PS5. I did a factory reset. I turned it in, but I didn't even think I needed
what?
to back up my save games, bro. So the last time I did a upload to the cloud on my PSN was like 2022 ish. So anything after 2022, but I've lost. I'm actually like right here playing Black Myth Wukong start from the beginning. But I done beat the game. I want the platinum trophy, but that's another story. So it just reminds me of why Xbox is so much better when it comes to ecosystem. Like all of your when you get a new Xbox console, you don't think about stuff like that. All your stuff just transfers over,
Yeah,
right?
you right about that. Talk that shit. Talk that shit.
All of your stuff transfers over on
Automatic.
Xbox.
Automatic.
Yep.
The Xbox on your cell phone say, hey, do you want to keep these settings? Do you want to customize these settings? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And it's done effortlessly. Keep talking that shit.
Yeah, it just syncs.
Right.
So I forget, man. I forget PlayStation, and then you got to pay for cloud. If you're not subscribed to PS Plus, you can't back up your cloud saves anyway.
You
It's
don't
a
get
it's
it
a
for
paid
free.
feature.
Yeah, we get that for
Yeah,
free over here. It's different over on this side.
yeah,
It's
bro. Man, they
different.
used to gripe about we had to pay for Netflix. We had to be subscribed to watch Netflix, but nobody makes a big deal about the game saves, the things that really matter, right? But I digress. So my thoughts on this console: if you're upgrading, thinking all of your games are gonna run and look better,
Mm-hmm.
you're sadly mistaken.
Mm.
Um, it will improve. Like if you have games that run poor frame rate, you'll notice some improvements, but it's not consistent, and a lot of times you're not getting a lot 60.
Wait. Before we move forward to that, did you have a custom SD installed, Noah?
Yeah, I did.
And
Yeah.
you formatted that?
Nah, I will say this now. That's what I do. Like
Because
I just popped it out,
the
popped it
rule
in,
have
popped it.
on your heels, right?
But I ain't have no save date on my custom on my what you call it
Uh,
on my
wait.
SSD.
And
I
do
have
you
my game saved on my SSD, but not my game saved.
a question? Okay, so you could because if you got SSD, you could run the game off the SSD instead of
Yeah,
transferring it back and forth between the regular hard drive. And that way, if you do have cloud saves, that means that okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. I'm not now the games I had on the SSD they carried over right. They carried over, so I do give Sony credit on that because I thought I was gonna have to re-download everything and format like you said
Mm-hmm.
because that's normally how things work with Sony, but that wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy about that, but just my saves, bro. Like I put mad hours in some of these games, bro. That's
So what save did you lose?
Astrobot, Spider-Man 2, Black Myth Wukong, uh, pretty much like anything I've been playing since 20. I want to say late 2021, early 2022.
Damn. All them trophies and everything?
Nah, I still got my
No, you
trophies.
still got the trophy because that's
I
saved.
just lost the progress.
But the
Yeah,
progress.
yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what? Well, the pro should make you want to play some of that shit over, right?
No.
Well,
No, no,
let's get to
no. Because I mean, because I where I was in those games, I was like ready to play like a new game plus uh, on the pro, but now I have to start over like from scratch. I don't even have the new game plus unlocked.
wow. I know you was hurt.
Yeah, bro, I want to trade. I want to sell the whole thing, bro. Just
Okay,
but
so what games did you play on there? What did you test? How did they look? What did the performance look like? Let's get into the nitty gritty.
all right. So I played Black Myth Wukong,
Uh huh.
um, and the frame rate's improved. Like I can time my dodges a lot better. I remember on the PS5 I was getting hit. There was like times I would hit L1 to drink the gourd to get my health, and it wouldn't register the hit. I'm
Hmm.
not feeling any of that so far. Now, mind you, I'm starting from the beginning now, but so far it is better. Now, is it perfect? No, you still notice frame drops when there's a lot of particles on the screen. Um, you still notice the frame drops, but it is improved. It is better than the PS5, but it's not perfect,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Okay.
Um, I did boot up Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 looks good. It looks amazing. But the problem is it never really looked bad to begin with. It did clean up some of the image. I remember playing the game and noticing a lot of shimmering like in the background. So I will say that I haven't noticed that now. So I want to say it's cleared up, but I'm not sitting here playing a PS5 side by side with a PS5 Pro. But
Hmm.
um, what it seems to me though is first party, right? First party games. They take advantage of what the PS5 Pro has to offer. Like if it has PSSR and it's upscaling, those games are going to take advantage of it. Third party is hit or miss.
Hmm.
Um, I've seen where some games. Now this isn't me playing. I haven't played a lot of games because I just got this a few hours ago. But
Hmm.
a lot of the third party games, the PSSR is introducing like artifacts, bugs. Some of these games are rendering at lower resolutions than the base models, and
Hmm.
then even then the performance is worse in some games. And in some games, it's like hit or miss. Some games they run better. The image quality is better. So I don't know if that falls on the hardware or the third party developers just need to build the game from scratch because
Yeah.
they're patching it and shipping it off, and it's like really hit or miss.
Yeah, I know some games got patched today. I know some patches came out. I don't know if Wukong got a PS5 Pro patch yet, but I know from a PS4 perspective, I think even from PS5's perspective, that some of these games supposed to automatically get some type of boost,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, they're supposed to. I mean, like any game you play that's not hitting the target frame rate, theoretically, and I say theoretically, will improve or should improve.
Hmm.
But it's a game by game scenario,
Hmm.
and the improvements are marginal. It's not like remember when we went from Xbox One to Xbox One X,
Yeah.
and if that thing was dropping at like 20 frames, that shit was gone. It was
Hmm.
hitting 30. Games that games that weren't hit 60, they were hitting 60.
Hmm.
If it was dynamic 4K, they hit the upper bounds. Like it's not like that with this. It's like these games they're still struggling to hit the target. Even though they're getting closer to the target, you still see the frame drops and the stutters and all that good stuff. It's not as big of a leap as we used to with mid-gen refresh, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So what first party PlayStation games have you played on?
So far, just Spider-Man 2.
Just Spider-Man
Um,
2? And is there a
yeah.
significant difference? Is there a difference enough to warrant, um, or you need some more time with it?
I need more. Oh, I could tell off bat that Spider-Man 2 looks better than the base PS5. Because I remember I was telling you, I could see like I remember playing it and seeing it like shimmering.
Hmm.
Like I could tell it was. I could tell Spider-Man 2 on PS5 was running at a lower resolution than Spider-Man 1 on PS5, the remaster. I could tell that off the bat.
Oh,
Here, the image is cleaner. It is cleaner on the PS5 Pro.
okay.
So like so far, so first party hasn't disappointed at all. But I also have a complaint though, right? Mark Cerny sold us this consoles told us that we don't have to choose modes anymore. Well, these games got two new modes.
Wait. What?
You have a Fidelity Pro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you have a Fidelity Pro, and you have Fidelity. I'm sorry, Performance Pro. You have Pro Performance and Pro Fidelity. I'm sorry. So Pro Fidelity is 30 frames per second, but you can unlock it. But it has ray trace, it has high ray tracing settings and everything up to the max, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's capped at 30, but you can unlock it and utilize VRR if you want, if you choose. But then you have the performance mode, which is unlocked. So you're still it's more Spider-Man 2 is very PC like where you can actually like literally change the settings. You can change the ray tracing settings, the shadows, um, and it really play it how you want to play it. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if that's a con for most people or people like the options, but you're having the Mark Cerny sold us on the presentation that you don't have to choose between modes, but now with the Pro, you're going to be making more graphical decisions than you were on the base PS5, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so you only got a chance to play Spider-Man 2 in terms of I've seen someone playing it and I could tell off back that the lighting aspect of it and the ray tracing in terms of reflections and things like that was a lot better than it was on the PS5. And that's just me watching, seeing what was on screen. What is
Yeah,
your interpretation seeing it on the OLED that you have in front of you?
man, you're zipping by so fast you don't even notice it.
you know, you know
I'm
what?
being honest. I'm being honest though. Like you don't really like ray tracing is cool, right? When you stop and you're looking for it, but in most situations, you're not even like you don't even notice it. Like you're whipping past buildings, you're jumping up the building. You might I know the Spider-Man reflection when I'm going up the building, but it's
Uh,
very rare I'm just sitting there and looking at the city
through the
through a
windows.
mirror, through a reflection. Yeah, it's like very rare.
What
So
about any pop-ins or anything like that? You know where you get games where you can see the data
yeah,
loading in and things like that. Is that
still
still
you can still see trees popping in.
okay?
You can actually see you can kind of see the upscaling um while you're playing the game. Like if you when you're moving fast and panning the camera around too fast, if the scene changes quick enough, you can kind of see where the upscaler has to catch up, and then everything looks clear again.
Okay. All
It's
right.
not that it's not really that distracting, but it's just something not
Well, as
something I
of right
noticed.
now, I know you only one game in, so I don't want you to rate it. I do know that you're a very technical person, so you're gonna go in, you're gonna put it through a stress test. But we have seen some of the reviews on it. We have seen some Digital Foundry reviews on it. We've seen games. I know I just seen a tweet from Stella Blade where they said 4K 50 frames per second plus, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? What what are we getting 50 plus? I didn't even know that was a frame because it's usually the 3060 or 120. And then I did see some where I know it's the same CPU. I think they increased the frequency a little bit if I'm not mistaken. I do know that in certain cases that games can get a 10% boost, but from my understanding that the CPU is still going to be a hindrance to games actually hitting a constant 60 frames per second.
Yeah, so use a smart switch. Is a smart switch that
Mhm.
technology smart shift that
Yeah.
AMD came up with. So either developers have to choose to cut the frequency down on
Mhm.
the GPU, and boost the CPU, or run the CPU at the same rate and then boost the GPU.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, there is a gain when it comes to CPU, but it's marginal. Like it's the best way I could summarize
Mm-hmm.
is there's small improvements, right?
Okay.
If you take the PSSR way, when it comes to mid-gen refresh, this is the smallest improvement we've ever seen in a mid-gen refresh.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, you
but
say so? You're saying that the difference or the leap or the jump between PS4 and PS4 Pro was larger than the jump between PS5 and PS5 Pro.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely is.
Okay.
But I haven't had an opportunity to play with. Only game I've seen with the PSSR is Spider Man. So you know, with that caveat there. But just playing like games that wasn't just playing like boosted games, that aren't patched outside of Spider Man 2, they're still not hitting the target.
Okay. Let me see. Rue has said, "What happened to the jacket?" You got to.
What do you say?
Let me see. Rue, I'm talking about what happened to the chat. I don't know. Let me refresh. Let me do this here. Let me see.
I I thought we would be able to apply the PSSR to any game.
I know. I think that has to be. I think it's a development aspect to that in terms of
Yeah, they have to.
yeah. It just where you say like on a system level where it just automatically apply to any game that you put in, it'll go into
Mhm.
that upscale mode. Now I think developers have to go in there because I think it's stuff they have to do with the internal resolution and all of that. Um,
Yeah.
but we'll see that what we will do is we'll give you a little bit more time with it and give you a chance to test out some games and stuff. That way, when I know you come back, you're gonna come back with data. You're gonna come back with numbers. You're gonna come back with everything. So, look, man. Let me see. The Ruham say what the Ruham say. The Ruham say some of them are small improvement. Some of them are night and day. He's only played one game. I played 3 or 4, maybe 5, just messing around with it. Yeah, some of it is minimal. Ruham, question: do you think that it was worth $700 or $800? In some cases, some people spend $1,000. Do you think for what you've gotten out of it so far that it's worth the price tag, or that do you need? Do you think it's going to take some time, and then as time goes, the system is going to grow, the PSSR tech is going to grow, and things will get better? The Ruham said, "I'm still here. Where's the rest of the chat?" I don't know the Ruham.
Let me give you my answer to that post.
Yeah,
We're still at the mercy of the developers
yeah,
because, like, I guess the point I was trying to make is if the developers ain't really if they haven't designed the game to take advantage of it, you'll see improvements, but it's nothing like what we saw with the PS4 Pro to the PS4 to PS4 Pro to Xbox One, Xbox One X. But it really depends on what the developers can do to make this, make it sing, bro. Like, and that's to Ruhal's point too. It's just some games hit, some games don't. Some games perform worse than the base.
okay,
Some games perform better. It's like I can't. It really. So for me to answer that, like, is it worth $700? Like, if it depends if the games that you play, if they're optimized for it and they're optimized correctly, then yeah, it could be worth 700 if you care about visuals. If you care about having the best visuals,
yeah,
but if the games that you play, aren't getting treated correctly, then you're not going to see the value in the 700. You're still at the mercy of developers optimizing, to take advantage of it. It's not like last gen where you just put a game in and it ran its best.
Well, I will say this. Hopefully, I can get my hands on one. I know at some point, Noah gonna do some live streaming on playtesting. He gonna have to because he gonna have to go back and replay all this.
Man, oh man, don't
Ah,
remind me, bro. Don't
hey,
remind me,
hey,
man.
yo, hey, it's crazy, right? Because Noah was in the DM. I'm like, Noah, this shit trash. This and that, this and that. And he was mad. I'm like, and now I know why. He, yo, he's so mad he lost all that data.
Yeah, bro.
He's so mad he lost all that data. He ain't. He don't. I know that was. That's what. Look. The Ruham. Noah ass be playing games. He been playing the game the whole time we've been podcasting.
Big facts.
I don't even know if y'all been able to hit the controller, but I've been hearing the controller.
Yeah,
I just ain't saying that. Let me tell you, this motherfucker play games. But let me tell you something. The reason why he only plays Spider-Man 2, because when he found out he lost all that motherfucking data, he was pissed the fuck off. And it threw his whole energy off.
it did, bro.
He realized that data from 2020 and 2021, all that shit was gone.
Bro, Xbox spoiled me, bro. Xbox spoiled. I don't even think about my data with Xbox, bro. I boot games up on PC, xCloud, Series S, Series X, and that shit just there working, bro. I didn't think to do it.
Yeah, but it hurts. It hurts
Yeah, man.
because you was thinking about your Xbox.
Real, bro.
You was thinking it. But look, I will say this: if I get my hands on one, then I would do some testing too. Um, I would say this though: with anything, with any new technology, especially in, I think this is the first real like from a first party perspective. But we have FSR on these consoles. But I'm saying for a proprietary, like DLSS type proprietary upscaler from a console manufacturer. And I think over a period of time, as more developers, third party, second party, and first party start to utilize it, Sony gets more data back from these developers. I think it's going to get better and better and better over time. So right now, people could say, well, the impact is marginal, the improvements is marginal. But I think throughout this generation, because I know Sony said they're trying to extend it to 10 years. So an extra 3 years, I think that's 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
It should get better over time. And then by the time it hit its ceiling,
Yeah.
PS6 era, you're gonna have the PS6.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with that post. I mean, but I feel like also the big sell is PSSR because um first people were saying 33 teraflops. It definitely don't feel like a 33 teraflop leap.
No,
And
no,
it barely feel like a 16.7 teraflop leap. The magic is with the upscaling.
yeah, and when I seen some of it, when I was looking at the 33 teraflop shit, I was kind of worried for Xbox for a minute. I'm like, how they gonna respond and things like that. But now I know when the 33 teraflops come from the FP16, and
Yeah.
that's where the upscaler is working. That's where
Yeah, if it wasn't no upscaler, I can see why Microsoft didn't release a mid-gen refresh here. Because if they didn't have no AI upscaler, there's no point.
Mm.
Like, bro, who cares if you're going from 45 frames per second to 51 frames per second? That's not worth it. That's not worth a $200 differential in price.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If this console is the best AMD has to offer at this price point, at these thermals, at this wattage, there's no point in upgrading. The PSSR is what makes it worth it. and then that has to be implemented correctly.
Yeah, and see, and what I was saying was that when it was coming out the 33 teraflops, I'm like, what 33 teraflops? That's a motherfucking next generation console. That's if it was FP32. But when we found out, when these specs came out and it said 16.7, I say, oh, they're using the FP16, which
The
is
dual issue,
the dual issue
yeah, they have precision, but you need half precision for
on your
AI,
machine learning. And yeah, for machine learning. So
and
you do
that also
FP16.
makes me think. I'm
Mhm,
a bad. That makes me think they're running the AI on the compute units. I don't think there's dedicated like hardware
mhm.
for the upscaler. I want to say that's being ran on the compute unit. I would love like to see like a teardown or a breakdown. You know,
Yeah, it's a teardown already. They did a teardown already
no, I mean
before.
like, well, I mean like a hot chip. I'm sorry, like a hot chip presentation. Like,
Oh, they ain't gonna do that.
uh,
Microsoft do those. I don't think Sony has ever did that. Mark said they don't like giving away their secret.
yeah, it's got to be being ran on the compute units. I think it's a performance cost to run that upscaler,
Yep.
or
Yeah,
either
but
that or they just got like some of the cores sitting off to the side, not being used strictly for the upscaler. That's just my guess.
okay. Yeah, and it was sad that D Batch was out there fighting for his life, bro. Out
Oh
there,
yeah.
bro, out there on his knees begging to get in the
everybody
PlayStation community, man.
everybody knows the next generation. What do you say? Everybody knows the Xbox One X is gonna come up with Ryzen.
Yeah, this is great. It's RDNA 3 and 4 and this and that. Look, just because it has a feature from RDNA 4 doesn't mean it's RDNA 4. And that's why Sony didn't put RDNA 3 or give it a number. That's why they named it RDNA because it is a custom RDNA architecture, meaning that they are
Yeah.
pulling different features from different parts of RDNA, the RDNA architecture. So it's not really RDNA 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's none of that. It's
And
just
he
a
said it
custom RDNA architecture.
fast. And he said it wasn't dual issue. He said it was really 33 teraflops. Like, bro, what are you smoking?
Yeah, exactly. And then we find out that it's the FP16 because Microsoft with their machine learning, what they were doing, they was using FP8, FP4, in that aspect. But I knew once I seen that 16.7 teraflop, I said, oh, okay, they're using the FP16 for the machine learning. That's where that power is going. And
Mhm.
if that's the case, they need that dual issue and that type of power for that, well, what they're trying to do. So yeah, man, D out there telling everybody they don't know what they talking about. He technical and all that shit. And his ass was motherfucking wrong.
Man, I'm gonna put it out here, bro. You know me, bro. I'm messy. Man, D Batch work at Geek Squad at Best Buy. All right.
Oh shit! Wait. Hold on. What?
D Batch work at Geek Squad at Best Buy. We done seen it. Post. Come on now, Post. Don't act like you don't know, bro. Remember with we all in the chat, right? D Batch took a picture of a TV. What he didn't realize is his reflection was in the TV, and this man had a Best Buy shirt out. That man work at Geek Squad. I think he know everything tech that come out. Does he have really good technical knowledge?
No,
Yeah, but sometimes he
yo,
likes to portray like he knows more than what he know, bro. Like
you put that man business out there like that.
it gotta be, yeah, man. And look,
Hey,
man.
I had
Hey,
no pause in it. I didn't even know he was going.
uh, no, no, I don't care, bro. Look, the truth must be told, bro.
I did not know he was gonna put that man business out.
That's why that man. Remember, D-backs used to have a hookup on game codes,
The
and it always be the code that be in the AMD box.
in the TVs.
Yeah.
He knew about all the TV models.
We caught that man reflection, bro. That man had the Best Buy shirt on.
Yo, I'm out. Look, look, we better end this. We've been straight up. We've been straight. We've been straight a little bit too long. We're 109 minutes in. Look, we better go. We better wrap this motherfucker in. This man, they put this man home. We look. This one of our first streams. We just popped out. We needed to get a stream done. Maybe next time Mello will pop up, man. Look, man, thank y'all for tuning in.
Shout out to Mello.
Everybody who still rock with us. We know we've been gone, but we're going to get back at it. We're going to be still more consistent. And I'm going to pop up and do these things. We're going to pop up and do these streams throughout the week whenever we can, because I know I need to build. We need to build the audience back up. We need y'all to start coming back, conversating with us, and balling out and stuff like that. We're still going live this Saturday around 6:30 and 7 p.m. So we can make sure Noah is on a panel due to him getting off work. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We out of here. You all said you gonna put that man business out there. Why you telling people he was the best by man?
Hey man, he shouldn't have switched sides, bro.
See, man,
all is fair. Hey, look.
You didn't took something that was in a deal that supposed to stay in a deal, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold
on the bottom of the bed, man. Had to get it back with no vision.
We was lights out, trying to find a way out. Damn, look where I'm at now. I used to be on rocky grounds, but it's solid now. Homies I used to call friends, they ain't solid now. Situations change, I got problems now. Never worry about the haters, focused on the win. When I was down and out, they weren't focused in. Get a little bread, they all focused in. I chose to look at life through a different lens. And my lady stayed down for it all. Take flight, touchdown, we don't round trip at all. We stay, fuck up the towns and the malls. Her day for being down for the cause.